This is meteorologist Mark Muller here on February 18th, 2013. This is the tale of two storms. Basically, we're going to follow storm number 1 here, which is currently in the nation's heartland. We have severe thunderstorm watches across most of Arkansas, and this is where we're seeing most of the severe weather this afternoon. Main threat, large hail, damaging winds, Little Rock, Springfield, just west of Memphis, over down. There is isolated areas as far south as Houston, so be prepared for this. On the backside of this storm, we've got a good blizzard going on across the Dakotas here. And out west, we don't have too much going on at the moment, but things are going to go downhill pretty fast. Even some winter storm warnings here for the Sierra Nevadas up through the southern Cascades right now. But here in the east, this is where we've got a winter weather advisory across western Virginia, eastern West Virginia, western Pennsylvania, western Maryland, and up through western New York. This will cover a band of sleet, freezing rain, and snow, which could accumulate 2 to 3 inches in this band and create snow and icy mix across this area late tonight into early tomorrow morning. So be prepared for that. That's the shading in the purple. This purple area, 2 to 3 inches of snow with sleet pellets mixing in, changing over to freezing rain, and then back to some snow showers. So anywhere west of Roanoke, areas just over towards Morgantown, up through Du Bois, up through Bradford, up through Warren, and extending northward just south of Buffalo. This is where we're going to see some possibility of an icy mix. Across the Dakotas back here, wind-driven snow on the order of 5 to 8 inches with locally higher amounts of 12 to 18 inches. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour as this storm departs towards the northeast. So, what do we have going on? This is pretty much the setup for this storm. And we're going to see mostly rain across the mid-Atlantic except for those areas that I mentioned in the icy mix of sleet and freezing rain. The low pressure moves way up through the northern Great Lakes and drags warm air up through the mid-Atlantic region with that. So, I mentioned 2 storms. Behind that, we'll have a system that moves in behind it, and that will be for Friday, into Friday night, possibly Saturday. And this system will travel a very similar path to the first system. In fact, we'll have the trajectory of the low pressure move out of Colorado, up through Iowa, and then extending up towards Wisconsin and the northern UP of Michigan before entering Ontario, Canada, and extending on north towards there. That'll drag warm air north, which I'll show you in the temperature profiles here shortly. But that'll mean another blizzard across a little bit further south this time towards Nebraska, the Dakotas, southern Minnesota could get on this, as well as Iowa. And we could even get some snow as far south as just north of Green Bay here into northern UP of Michigan. But it's going to be south here that we start to get into some of the severe weather across the south. And then extending northeast, this is where things get problematic. In parts of the northeast, in those valleys where the cold air gets stuck, we will see the possibility of icy mix in certain locations, but it'll be mostly rain for the mid-Atlantic, extending southward, east of the Appalachians, west of the Appalachians. The Appalachians may get that freezing rain, sleet, ice at the start, and then extending southward towards the Panhandle of Florida down through Louisiana, Texas. This is where we could get into severe weather. So that's what we're looking at. It's a very similar low path for Friday into Saturday, very similar to the system that we're seeing at the current time. So other than that, let's take a look at temperatures. Here out west, conditions will remain quite temperate. That storm system that's waiting off the coast now, that's going to be plowing into the Pacific Northwest in the next 24 to 36 hours. And I'll show you that briefly in the precipitation outlook, which we are going to have shortly. Across much of the lower 48, things remain fairly temperate, except in the northeast where we will have some lake effect snow ramp up east of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. And there's lake effect snow watches up there right now, so I will get it more into that tomorrow, as they will probably be upgraded to lake effect snow warnings for 6 to 12 inches of snow, particularly south of Buffalo, near Dunkirk, and over to Oswego County, New York. That's where we could get into lake effect snow on the backside of this system as it departs later Tuesday and into early Wednesday. We will continue to see the temperatures reinforcing shots of cold air here in the Dakotas with that big snowpack. That will move southeastward towards the Great Lakes and into the northeast. But we see that return flow here out of the Gulf of Mexico as this system out west traverses and things get a little bit milder out west here, especially along the coast, some areas in the 60s, we will see this system push warm air up through the mid-Mississippi River Valley and then extend it farther east for Friday into Saturday. Some highs in the 40s here in portions of the Ohio Valley, so that'll be definitely rain. Other than that, that's what we're going to look at. I'm meteorologist Mark Molnar. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Oh, and one more thing. Here is the precipitation forecast. I forgot to mention this. This is along the Gulf Coast here, across Florida, the southern states here. This is where we could get in on some of this flooding in the fuchsia colors here. This is not good. And then extending north into the northeast, 1/4 inch. And here in the northwest, that's where we're going to see 2 to 3 inches of rain from Portland up through Seattle with this next system. And then extending down towards California, Sierra Nevadas, up through the southern Cascades and Oregon. That's where we're going to see snow levels lower, and we'll see anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of snow with that. Alright, I'm meteorologist Mark Molnar. Like us on Facebook at MeteoMark. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Here is a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Elmira and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania.